still only at page 200 something, which is not really a fault of the book, to be honest. It's just me being stupid
Wait,
and
what
still
chapter is
managing.
that?
That's just I just finished chapter 28.
Oh, well, okay. Are you at the war yet?
Nope.
Okay.
It's just the moment when
Ah.
he's
I think the
so.
war is where the book really picks up.
I mean, again, it's not like the book is bad in any way. It's just,
I think
first
that
of all,
he's not a
I'm bad at
compelling.
scheduling.
Say it again?
I'm not any good recently at scheduling my time.
No one is.
I'm so bad. Like, since I started work, I'm just so bad.
Well, at
I
least
just
it's
like,
due to
oh,
being busy and not just depression.
yeah, it's basically like, oh wait, a month is already over. I didn't even write down my own fucking times yet. What? Oh,
By the way, in
I
regard to Animal Farm, in the UK at least, all of Orwell is now in the public domain.
ah,
So you can download it illegally, legally, technically. I don't know
I
about Germany.
I already bought the book. It's actually laying around here somewhere.
Okay,
So
that's fine. No, yeah, Animal Farm would be interesting. Uh,
he is such a weird person.
yeah, uh, like some of the shit he gets into during the war is like if the tone of the book wasn't so serious, this would have been a complete comedy.
What? Okay.
No, like it's sometimes like almost Looney Tunes amount of ridiculous. Like there's this one point where um, he's about to. Okay, so it's during the war in France, and after the essentially France capitulated, and
Hmm?
they're all like in like a panic frenzy of people trying to get somewhere. Like a lot of the French forces haven't given up yet, so they're going to North Africa to continue to fight there. But
Hmm?
Romain, he wants to go to England with along with de Gaulle, and um, at one point, like he finds a crew and an aircraft, but none of the people there flew that aircraft before. So they're like gonna do like a one test flight, and then once they figure out um, the controls, then they're going to fly to England properly. So then he's about to like go on that test flight, and then some fucking uh, officer comes in on a bicycle, like shouting, "Urgent, urgent! You have an urgent phone call from like over at the communication base." And then he
Hmm?
goes, "Okay, this is weird," and then he goes there, and then a few moments later, like, the plane like uh, goes down the runway, takes off, flies 60 feet, and then crashes, and everyone only dies. And then he like goes shivering, and then cycles away on his fucking bicycle to get to see the phone call. And like I had this image in my head, like it can be so absurd, but it's written so seriously. And there's a bunch of other stuff like, oh, gee, like finish the book if you like. Okay, once the war
I
starts,
will.
actually has like a plot. Because I don't know, like in my case, I guess that's why I don't read a lot of memoirs because unless I have particular investment in the person, I'm not particularly interested.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
I really disliked how it jumped around in the beginning of the time, which was just so annoying. I'm happy it stopped for now, at least.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it
I
gets more linear.
hope it will stop jumping.
Ugh, yeah, it was so confusing. It's like, are we in this one? Are we in Vilna? Uh,
The Looney Tunes part, I had to think about him being like, yeah, I nearby went and assassinated Hitler. And I was like, okay, what the fuck?
dude,
He
that.
just tells a weird story. I was just like, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Uh, At that point, I am fucking certain his mom is bipolar and she has something. Like,
His mother is a mess. He is a mess as well,
yeah,
but his mother is worse.
yeah, dude. Like, okay, I actually, it was one of my points to talk about it, the mental health of both of them. Like, I don't want to be mean. Um, Also, it's hard to like talk about this if from the perspective of only one person, especially when the other person isn't there to defend themselves.
You are cutting out
Oh,
badly.
oops. Can you hear me?
Yes, now I can hear you
Okay,
again.
cool.
I heard you for quite some. Didn't hear you for quite some time.
Okay, okay. So I'll say it again. So I don't want to speak badly of her, and it's really hard when.
You're really starting to cut out again. God damn it.
But wait 1 second. Okay, can you hear me better now? Yes, no, maybe. That's a no.
Hmm.
Oh, wait, can you hear me? Fuck. Shit. How about? Oh. Fuck. Am I back now?
For now, you sound like you're back.
Yay, cool. Uh, what were we saying? Fuck. Oh yeah,
Uh,
mental health. Um, yeah, like I don't want to speak badly of her, especially when like I'm basing it off his memoir, and she's not there to defend herself. But, ugh, like,
yeah, she seems to be a mess
yeah,
of a person. Like, I kind of understand why she is that way. And at least in some aspects, that she has to struggle with all that bullshit to basically feed him, keep him alive, and he was not that easy of a child.
yeah,
I mean, to be honest, she mostly made him to be not an easy child, but that's a different part.
yeah. It's like weird. Like with her obsession, you can see her grooming him for greatness, but not for a happy life.
You have to be like this, you have to do it like this.
Yeah, like very specifically. Like later on in the book, during the war, he's not with her, and he keeps talking as if she's there. Like it's interesting from a literary perspective because it plays it off as like, yeah, I always had like the voice of my mom in my head, but I took it more as a his mom is haunting him and she will haunt him all his life.
Mm, I
Uh,
can understand that, yeah.
yeah, and
It made me think of the scene where uh, the kids in Poland called his mother a prostitute and Homer when he told her that, and he, of course, being 12, not knowing what to do, and his mother just, yeah,
yeah, but she smacked him.
I wanted to say she went ballistic, but she actually, in some way, didn't. It's just, how would you describe how she reacted?
No, she hit
It
him, didn't
was,
her?
yeah, but that's like at the end, like after a day.
Yeah, yeah, like emotional blackmail, I think.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, uh, yeah, and then later on, it's weird. It's yeah, like with my friend who recommended me this book. She was very sympathetic towards her. Um, like like on one level, it was a different time, which
Hmm.
I'm never happy with this argument because I like
Oh, of
it.
course.
Yeah, uh,
That
like
argument is always like, yeah, other people were like that. It's more like, yeah, but that doesn't mean it's a good person.
yeah,
But it only means it's understandable. It doesn't mean that it makes it anyway agreeable or good or something like that.
yeah. It's like it explains, it doesn't excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then like the other thing, which like she did what she did in order to make him like to survive. And yes, it's
Not
really
really.
hard to understand to just to properly justify actions without quite understanding the situation.
But she didn't just do everything to to survive. She did everything to basically groom him in a certain way.
True. Yeah,
It
yeah,
like she didn't have to basically make him a steak every day when they were fucking poor as hell, and she basically was eating the leftover fat and just surviving off that.
yeah,
She didn't do everything to survive. That's just wrong.
yeah. No, it's true. Fair. Yeah, and she didn't have to live so lavishly.
Yes.
Yeah, like when they were in Vilna, and he discovered that she was borrowing money like crazy to maintain their lavish lifestyle,
Hmm.
and he justified as if she didn't do it, we wouldn't have customers, and it's hard to know how true it is because we are so far removed from that time and culture. But I'm somewhat skeptical. Like, okay, fair. She didn't have to like aim for the like upper crust. Like she could have probably had a business, um, like a more modest business, but a more sustainable one.
I think that would not have been an option due to how the business started. It all started on a lie based that they are super popular from Paris and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like she would have to have had a completely different business.
Yeah, it had to be completely different, and
Yeah, but it's really hard to know exactly what situation was.
yeah,
It
I mean,
sucks.
I can understand that she had to keep it up for how the business was structured.
Yeah,
If it, of course, if it would have been a completely different business, it would have been a different story. But
yeah. Do you know the play Death for Salesman?
no, what's that?
It's American, and you're familiar with the concept of the American dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's essentially that. It's like someone chasing the American dream and failing. And I see a lot of that character in The Mother, where like she's not content with living a good life. She wants the best one, and it's kind of ruining her. Uh,
It's actually a weird thing. She doesn't actually want to live it. She wants to have her son live it, weirdly enough.
yes and
She,
no, kind of. It's I think that like through like she wants to live it through him.
mm, does she? I mean,
So yeah,
she works her ass off basically every time. That's fair to say, I think.
yeah,
Every time she's always busy, always doing stuff. Even if they're acting super rich, she is still planning all the time and trying her hardest to basically, well, keep it running because, as we noticed, it's always basically close to burning down.
yeah.
But does she want? I would more say she wants him to be as good as possible, like as perfect as a person can be from her point of view as possible. So when he has the success, that he can then do the same for her. I think that's more fitting than that she wants to live in luxuriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
No, and also there's the element of like cosmic justice of she wants him to almost take revenge for her life. Of
I
like
think that's a,
hmm?
but I think that's more his point of view, isn't it? And not hers.
It's yeah, it's his take on it.
Yeah, it's his take on why she's doing that, or like why he has to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm mainly talking about the womanizing aspect of like she was done wrong by a man and she wants him to perpetuate that. You know, actually,
Yeah, I
uh,
didn't understand why she wants that.
yeah, but for me, this was more like, okay, this is like, I, like, it's weird to discuss this book because, like, do we discuss it as um, fiction or like us inferring the actions of the characters or like as um, as like as a historical document? Oh no. I have like I have a suspicion that a good chunk of this book is not fictional, but a white lie.
I mean, let's be honest, he lies a lot. He's actually weird. It's like Honor, blah 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 blah, doesn't mind fucking lying through his teeth all the time,
Yeah,
or stealing and other stuff. And then he just, it's really weird, like what he says and what the character does. It's
I mean, being a
so,
hypocrite is a very human
yes,
trait.
but he's just so extremely a hypocrite. Like, he rants sometimes for pages about stuff in the book. At least it feels like it. When he does something like the Oedipus complex and stuff.
What did
Where
you
he
get to the
just,
point we talked about homosexuality?
yes.
Oh, fuck him for that. It's like I don't. It's not that I hate them, but I don't care for them. It's like fuck off. It's like it's not that I
Yeah.
hate the Jews. It's just I don't care for the Jews.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I think it's a bit much to just say, yeah, it's just usual human hypocrisy. It's more like, it's a bit much for that.
It's like full of contradictions. Yeah, like in one of my notes, I'm just like unreliable narrator question mark, and I think yeah. Would you agree?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be very surprised if he didn't. overstate some stuff. Well, it doesn't even have to be that bad. It's just maybe that he misremembers after 20 years.
Yeah, which is fair. And
Yeah.
like you usually like in books like this, which is, let's say, take for example like Why the Caged Bird Sings, which is similar to this. So like, but it's like in that the author talks about her early life. But that author, she has a lot of contact with the people back then. But Romain, he probably doesn't have contact with many of the people from his early life.
That reminds me of the Polish guy where he wanted to go to the window.
Yeah,
I was just like, this is weird. Okay. That's a weird game you were playing.
yeah, and his affairs with women, and it's like, okay, like who can challenge him on that? It's not like someone can go, oh no, this didn't actually happen. Well, I mean they can, but probably a lot of them are probably dead.
I mean, fair, a world war happened.
Yeah. Oh, apropos the World War, remember last time when I was saying how him becoming a diplomat and whatnot was more luck than his personal ability, because he
Yeah.
survived the war. Yeah, so when he gets to the section about the war, a big part of it is how many of his comrades have died. And he says, like, along with all the people he started flying with, only 5, including him, actually survived. And some of those people were very badly hurt. So yeah, like he is a good author, or at least the person who translated the book was very good, because I think it was very well written.
Oh, it definitely is. Like, I can't even remotely question that.
Yeah.
Like, he is very good. He also is a weird person.
Yes. Yeah. No, but, yeah, but like his achievements are, I think, yeah, like he was so fucking lucky. Like when you get to it, like, he survived so many plane crashes that killed the other crew. He was so fucking sick that his face was permanently paralyzed his entire life. Yeah. It's like, oof. Yeah,
I
like,
mean, I can actually see how well his mother helped him with being a diplomat. Because he basically is a person, it's like, yeah, I am perfect for this. Nobody can convince me otherwise. Like, it's impressive how much he's just like, yeah, this is me, and now deal with it.
yeah, his mom really did give him like almost a fuck, what's the word? Supernatural confidence of like, I should prevail.
Not I will prevail.
Yeah, it's like, I have the question of going to come out of this alive.
It's
And he
actually
did. A
impressive.
lot of people didn't.
This actually will be interesting, I think, the war chapters.
Yeah. Like the overall story is interesting because like you actually have a it's actually within a structure, not like the early chapter, which is just like, we're impoverished, now we're rich. It's not like going somewhere. Yeah. In the war, there's this one point where he enters a duel over a girl with a bunch of Polish guys. Like a proper duel with pistols. And it's I don't know, it's like how, like that's World War II. This is not the Anna Karenina era. Um, Duels were very frowned upon back then. And he paints
Didn't
himself
it?
as a very heroic figure. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Ah, okay. I mean, he sees himself as a very heroic. Or well, he tries to be very heroic because his mother had this view of him.
Yeah.
It's the champion of the people.
Yeah.
Or was it even the champion of the human race or something like that?
Champion of the world.
Oh yeah, the world, of course.
Yeah.
Why? More superlatives, I forgot.
No, yeah, he's seriously like not like he like I'm realizing this now, just how much of a mythological figure he paints himself at. There's this one point where he tries to so he actually so he doesn't make it to England in the end. He ends up in North Africa, and like at the point where it's North Africa, he just tries to get back to England. And at one point, he tries to steal an airplane, and like he fails, and then he has to hide in a brothel for a few days. But he can't, like, they don't want to just let him stay there, so he has to be a customer. So for in a span of 48 hours, he just fucks the entire time. And I don't know, it's like, for me that sounds like a Greek myth of like he's not only brave, but his sexual prowess is legendary. Uh, his literary skills are legendary. His bravery is legendary. It's
And he can get all the ladies.
yes,
uh,
yeah,
for me, it was
yeah,
that reminds me a bit of when he told the mother why he isn't a second lieutenant.
yeah.
When he's like, yeah, he lies that he basically uh, had an affair with the lady of the officer, of the wife or lady or whatever.
Yeah, wife.
Well, I was like, okay, this is weird, and it's interesting that your mother is like, yeah, this is perfect.
It's like
Yes, no.
you are right out of my Anna Karenina story. Yeah, I guess it's like a parallel between the the picture he's painting of himself for his mother, and what I guess we're accusing him of doing to his audience. Of like,
That he
wait a second.
that he is basically painting a picture like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's like telling his mom, yes, the world is a romantic story, and for us, he's painting a picture of himself as a romantic hero, romantic and
Mm-hmm.
heroic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then he
Same.
yeah. Actually, okay, here's something I learned recently, and that's thanks to my grandma. Apparently, my aunt used to know his son. Um, he had a son with an actress. Wait, I'll put up Wikipedia. She was crazy young. Like, they both killed themselves 1 year apart ish from each other. Uh, okay. Um, the she was an actress. So her mom's name was Jean Seberg. Oh no, never mind. I take it apart.
Well, close enough, I guess.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so she killed herself in. No, no, I was right. Yeah. Oops. Okay, so they were married between 62 and 1970, and she killed herself in 79, and he killed himself in 1980. Um, yeah, and man, wow, she was born in 50. No, she was born in 38 and died in, and they were born in 62. She was 26. No, she was 24. Fucking hell. That's a big age difference.
I mean, he does say that he needs his ladies young.
Yeah, but 34 years. He was more than twice her age.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay, anyway, so they had a son, and according to the son, they both really fucked him up.
I mean, fair.
Yeah, that's like we're not surprised. Yeah, and he blames them both on a lot of his issues. Yay! Now he has
Uh,
substance abuse problems like a true rock star. Mm. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I went on tangent and we fucked up the discussion.
I mean, it's not like we have a lot of structure anyway.
like complaining about him. Yeah, I actually really want to read his stuff because
Is it a son or?
no, I don't think the son is an author. He's like he doesn't even have a Wikipedia page.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. The measurement of being a good person, a great person.
No,
Or
I mean
what?
if he was an author, then he would probably have a Wikipedia page. Like if he was doing something in the public eye. Yeah. What was I gonna say?
What did we talk about already? Well, we had to talk about his mother and her being, well, her.
Okay, let's seriously talk about whether we think she had a mental illness. I think she did. Not
I
like she
think
was weird, like she was bipolar or something.
I think that's very fair to assume, yeah.
Yeah. No.
She can easily jump between extremes.
Yeah. And like very. I wonder. Initially, I was thought that she was very manipulative. Like changing her, like being started to crying. But yeah, probably crazy.
More that's not her being intentionally manipulative, but being, well, having literal breakdowns.
Yeah. 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 Like even the previous discussion, we both noted that she was unstable. Well, yeah,
Mm.
unstable in the way like she made him look into the light and started crying.
Yeah, because most likely then he looks like the father.
Yeah. And it's a really weird thing to put your son through. But
Yes.
yeah, the Hitler episode really cemented it to me. Like it's not even conceivably sane thing to do. And also like with how okay at this point I'm very much stopping seeing this as a historical document of sorts and seeing this as like a fictional book and like criticizing a character as depicted in the book. Um, Maybe that's not what happened in reality. Um, but yeah, like how she was the one that convinced him to do it. And then when he was about to depart, she blamed them, whoever them are, on like trying to send him on that suicide mission. And also like,
Hmm.
hmm?
I'm trying to remember the conversation. Does she blame someone else?
Yes. Do you remember the chapter where it was?
Was the end of chapter? He has a weird relationship with women as well.
Yeah. He gets married so many fucking times and proposes so many fucking times. It's crazy. Like, at one point, he's in a bar for 10 minutes and proposes to the barmaid. And then, okay, this is another Looney Tunes shit. So he goes to a bar. I think that's in North Africa, somewhere, Algeria, maybe. Uh, and he goes to a bar, and there's this Polish girl there who, I think called Polish or Hungarian, and she's a barmaid, and like they kind of have a thing, and then he proposes to her, and then she says yes, and then they spend time together. It was unclear whether they had sex or not. He said that they laid in bed for half an hour, but I'm not sure exactly what he meant by that. Probably had sex, I'm not sure. And then he
Most
got,
likely, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, he is again like sexual Casanova. And then he goes to get someone so they can go into the local um, registry office so they can basically sign the wedding document. And when he comes back, she's talking to some guy and tells him, "Oh no, I'm gonna marry him. He's a farmer." And like this is like that was about half an hour between him leaving and him coming back. And just it would be so fucking funny if it wasn't so serious.
What? Okay.
Yeah. No, another time he gets married to someone who, like a 16-year-old. Again, like he was late 20s, maybe 30 at that point, so get really
Mm-hmm.
nice and young. So he gets married to a 16-year-old who, and they don't share common language. But he's really in love with her, and like they get properly married, and then she contracts leprosy, and then they never see each other again. Like she goes off to treatment, and then he loses touch with her. Yeah,
Okay.
a lot of shit happens during that part. It's like, I can imagine how he would be super messed up if all this shit really happened to him.
I found actually the chapter. It's the end of chapter 27, and you are right. She's like, they have no right to ask this of an only son.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking bipolar shit, whatever. I'm not sure.
Something, at least something, yeah.
Yeah,
In that
something.
direction. Oh, I'm surprised. I missed that.
Yeah, now I'm not the one missing shit. Good. By the way, I bought a bunch of coffee and accidentally bought beans and not like the crushed stuff. So I ate some of it and I'm hyper.
Okay, your first idea is just to eat them raw, okay?
It actually tasted not that bad and it's crunchy. I looked it up. It's you actually get more caffeine out of it, and it's not that bad for you.
Okay, fair.
So I'm super awake.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Also, we were talking earlier about him being either a hypocrite or full of contradictions. Did you get to the part where he talks about his dislike of alcohol?
nope.
Okay. Yeah, he talks about one point about how he dislikes alcohol. He says that it sobers him up too much. Um, but throughout the book, he keeps on drinking a lot. Like, unnecessarily so.
I mean, admittedly, I don't like alcohol as well, and I still drink sometimes. For example, like yesterday, when the neighbors were visiting my parents, And suddenly I had something in front of me, and people expected me to drink it, and I just drank it. So I'm sadly in that camp as well,
Oh,
being hypocritical about that.
full of contradictions.
Look, I don't run around and proclaim that and do basically lectures in a book.
Yeah. Actually, do you remember if he's vegetarian?
No, he doesn't say that, but he says that he emphasizes with the animals
Yeah.
because he sees himself in the animals or some really weird shit where I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, but he
And
doesn't say
why, when
something
you're like
chicken.
that and such an extreme pacifist, why the fuck are you going to the army? Do you not see the problem in this? Ugh.
Yeah, like he claims to be a pacifist, but at one point he so in the war he's a bomber pilot. Well, bomber pilot, navigator person. He drops bomb on
Hmm?
ships. And at one point he misses a German submarine. And he claims that even years later he wakes up in sweat and regret in the night, regretting that he missed that bomb. And even him, he sees how absurd it is that as a self-proclaimed pacifist. Well, not I don't
Hmm.
think he uses pacifist, but as a self-proclaimed non-aggressive and lover of all people, but he still
That
regrets not killing 20 people.
that beats up a lot of people. Yes, yes.
Oh yeah,
Non-aggressive. Yeah, yeah. Beats up the people when the mother claims they did something, although they didn't. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, and he just punches a bunch of Polish guys because he it's expected of him. Yes, okay, so I'll talk to you about the episode of the duel. So at one point, okay, actually, it's in one of the later chapters. It is, I think, 33. Wait, I'll find it. Okay, actually, it's much later. 36, maybe? Mm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, chapter 36. So he's there, like, in a cafe place? I'm not sure. But he's with this woman called. Uh, I can't find the name. Yeah, he calls her. Um, I found myself in the company of a young poetess, poetess from Chelsea. Um, fuck, I can't find her name. Anyway, he does name her, but like for some, he doesn't just name her in the beginning. Uh, yeah, so he is there and he's attracted to her, but she keeps talking about poetry and poets, and even though he keeps on kissing her and whatnot, um, like she just keeps on talking, and then he just stops being interested and just looks for an excuse to leave her. And at one point, like a Polish soldier comes in and asks her to dance, and then he sees an opportunity, so then he asks for the check real quick so he can just like leave while she's dancing,
Mhm.
and um, then the song stops, and then she goes back to his table. And then the second Polish soldier comes in, and then again the song ends too quickly, and then she comes back. And then a third Polish person walks in, goes and asks her to dance. And then at one point, even though he completely doesn't care about her, he sees that as a not necessarily an offense to him, but an offense to the French uniform and the French army. Um, and because essentially what he sees is that like they're trying to steal his girl. And even though he doesn't care for her, he then punches one person in the face, throws his drink in another guy's face, and then the third Polish guy asks him for a duel with pistols. And then they go and have the duel in the fucking hotel, and he shoots him in the shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pacifist, by the way, not
Pacifist.
violent, by the way.
Yeah. All in defense of France and whatever bullshit he's talking about. Although I think that like his pacifism might have manifested later, but still, it's like it's like I'm currently reading Slaughterhouse-Five by Vonnegut, and Vonnegut is a true pacifist. He fucking hates wars and guns and all that bullshit. Yeah. He also participated in World War II. He was a POW by the Germans. I think he was near Dresden. Yeah. By the way, do you know much about World War II history?
I mean, the school stuff, which actually should be quite a lot if I remember everything.
Okay, so in the book, you might have gotten to it, I'm not sure. The French talk about how they're in the war because England lied to them. Do you know what we're talking about?
Isn't that like that France expected England to join the war effort immediately and help them? Wasn't it something like that? And England didn't join immediately because they were worried or something?
That's possible. I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, but it makes sense. This book was written 60 years ago.
Wasn't it something like that?
Are you finding anything?
I'm actually not sure how to Google it.
I'll ask on like a historian forum. Or
No, I just realized that maybe what I said can't really be too right because Dunkirk happened. So there had to be British soldiers somewhere.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a full mobilization. Okay, so while you're looking, this book gave me some Blood Meridian flashbacks of I kind of hate everyone in this book, but I really am enjoying it. Like, just almost due to the writing. But I think that maybe if this book was a bit longer, and if this wasn't for book club, then I wouldn't have read it. Like, I would have. Okay, no, my friend recommended to me, I would have finished it anyway, but. Yeah.
Yeah, it could easily be too long.
Yeah. It's interesting what he chose to focus on, which is his early childhood and his time during the war. Like, he doesn't talk about much of his foreign service, and like also he finishes the book on him coming back to Nice um, in the end of the war.
Okay.
So like he, I mean, I think that's a very nice, good point to finish the book. Um,
A nice circle.
yeah, and you don't care about spoilers at that point because I think it's a bit of a big one. Or do you care?
Okay, I'm actually reading. It seems to be that after the top half of France basically surrendered, and the bottom half was still refusing to surrender, that Britain then didn't do much because Britain was basically afraid that if they made the wrong step, they would literally lose the navy, and without the navy, would just get overrun as well.
Okay, that's fair.
It was something about a fleet. Yeah, and it seems like Dr.
No, but I think
Yeah,
that maybe he was talking about it even earlier, even before the capitulation of France. Um, like that France was in the war to begin with because the British lied to them.
I mean, that sounds like appeasement, that they were not happy with the appeasement strategy of Britain.
That's
Basically, Britain did not want to risk a war, so they let Germany basically just go the next Poland for close to free.
yeah. Okay. Cool. I'll ask on the historians for maybe they'll have a maybe they'll know.
One of the historians?
Hmm? Wait, say again?
You said one of the historians? I'm a bit confused.
No, I'll ask in historians forum, like if someone knows the specifics. Next discussion, hopefully, I'll have an answer. Uh, yeah. Wait, do you mind if I spoil you the ending of the book?
I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it says here it's about the Navy and basically, yeah, both sides were worried that either side could get the remainder of the British Navy, France Navy,
Uh,
and so the British actually tried to capture the Navy.
yeah, but they sunk one of their ships, didn't they?
They planned to seize the Navy by force, like the British planned to keep the French Navy by force. So they attacked Oran, the task force of battleship.
Yeah, he talks about it at one point. That's also.
Yeah, so the British literally attacked the French, yeah.
Yeah, bastards.
Yeah, they sank a battleship, the Britannia.
I think it's
Yeah,
really
blah
close
blah.
to where you stopped reading when we talk about it. Okay, no, never mind. Okay, so maybe that's what he was talking about.
I mean, it makes sense. They literally betrayed them and like bombing them.
Yeah. Good old Europe.
I mean, hey, they managed to keep it together for quite some time now.
For now, yeah. We're gonna have Brexit, then we're gonna have Ireland reunification, then Scotland's gonna join us again. Gonna be fun.
Definitely, that's going to happen.
Man, that's so bullshit. So I'm in the Netherlands originally with my British citizenship,
Hmm.
but now I had to like transition everything to my Polish citizenship, and it was
Okay.
such a fucking hassle. Like, fuck this. So
How many citizenships do you have?
3 Israeli,
Okay.
British, and Polish. I only got my Polish one because of Brexit. Yeah.
I mean, still, but why? Why did you get it?
Because I want to stay in the EU.
I mean, okay, that makes sense. I should maybe have said it differently.
Oh,
But why
because
Polish
my
and not
dad
like
has it. So
ah?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
I was like, why Polish and not in the Netherlands because you're living there?
Yeah. I think I'll have to be naturalized Dutch, to get the Dutch citizenship. So I'll have to give up my other citizenships. Which
Oh yeah, citizenships are something.
yeah. Yeah. Why can't we just have a human citizenship? I'm waiting for us to be in Star Trek world.
uh, sure. I don't think we will see the day.
Well, fuck you. I want my
But
own. I want to be the science officer on a starship, Star Trek ship, and no one, not the one that sees all the shenanigans and in reality, will just like be destroyed after 1 year in space. Like a very uneventful Star Trek ship.
I mean, most ships are rather boring and just patrolling around, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah,
I
it's like
mean,
the moment I get like a protagonist vibe from my captain, I'm just gonna go fuck this. And I got a
nope,
ship.
I don't want to die.
Yeah, like he's too charismatic, fuck this. It's like, oh no, we have too much of a diverse cast of characters in the bridge. Nope.
uh, I mean, Star Trek spaceships are interesting. Well, at least the Galaxy one was basically a cruise ship, just with some weapons on it. It's so weird.
Well, the Enterprise type E.
This is the D1. I think the E1 was actually, at least in some way, more battleship, kind of.
Yeah, because like when they were in the alternative timeline, like when it was a proper battleship, they didn't have to do many changes to it.
To which one now? The D or the E?
The E.
Yeah, the E was, I think, always designed to be at least close to being a battleship.
Yeah.
More like a capital thing.
Yeah, because it was the Starfleet's what was it called? Flagship. Yeah.
Yeah, it was around, I don't know what Deep Space Nine enemies were called again, where they were actually a war.
No.
The Dominion, yes, the Dominion
Yes.
War. They needed battleships, so they designed the E. The
Oh
Sovereign
wait, no
class.
way. Which one did Picard command?
The D and the E.
Oh, okay. Okay, I was thinking about the. Wait, wasn't there? Okay, so it was this one episode where the one where Tasha Yar goes back to the past and like they find the Enterprise of the past like through time loop thing.
Hmm.
Do you know which episode I'm talking about?
Nope.
I think it's called the Enterprise of the Past. Wait. Okay, we'll get back to the book discussion at one point.
No, it's fine.
No, I still have like stuff I want to talk about. This is more important. Uh, uh, Yesterday's Enterprise. Yes, that's what it's called. It's season 3, episode 15.
I assume of TNG, it's Next
Yeah,
Generation.
TNG. Yeah,
Then it's the Enterprise D, yeah.
yeah. Okay, so it is the Enterprise D.
Yeah. The ship that a lot of people like to call basically a Luxus cruiser with nukes on it.
Oh, no, okay, this is the. Oops. Oh, man. Okay, so they find. Wait, maybe it was Enterprise C. Oh, yeah, Enterprise C. Okay, I mixed it up.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, like through a time something. Like the Enterprise C from the past comes into the future. Okay, cool. Wait, when did E appear?
Wasn't E the first time in the movie, Nemesis movie? I think it was only in one movie, actually.
Yeah, because they destroyed in. Oh man, I hated the Star Trek movies so much. Oh jeez, I completely repressed them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when they crash it, it's one of the Borg, wasn't? Wait.
No, that's not the Borg one. It's with the time travel one, isn't it? No, time travel, where the weird guy wants to nuke basically a quarter of the galaxy to get into heaven or some weird shit.
Oh, you're talking about like the time like string thing.
The one where actually Picard and Kirk were in the same movie. I think that's the one where they're crashing into the Enterprise.
No,
Surprisingly, the Enterprise
that's
actually
Generation.
survived.
I think it was
Yeah.
destroyed in Insurrection. Wait, what's Insurrection? Okay, so it was Generations with Kirk.
I think that's when it got destroyed.
Maybe.
Because for some reason they had to do the stupid maneuver of basically separating the two parts, which makes no sense at all for a battleship, but whatever.
Yeah, that was Generations or in. Okay, so it was Generations, then First Contact, then Insurrection, and I can't remember the plot of Insurrection. I remember it's something to do with Data going crazy. And then Nemesis. So yeah, maybe Generations. Yes,
Yeah, it
yeah,
was.
it does get crashed.
It is a movie. It's with the Sauron guy. Supernova to get to the Nexus. Yeah, Generations. Yeah, and after that, I don't know. I think only Nemesis, the movie, is after Generations, where they have the Enterprise E.
Weird, because like Generations is the first one, and then afterwards it's First Contract, then Insurrection, and then Nemesis.
It is?
Yeah, it's
Oh, I think you're right. In some Borg movie there's a E as well.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, it says in first contract is Enterprise E. Yeah. So first contract is Enterprise E, but no, they go to the past with them. Never mind. Have you seen Picard yet?
Nope.
Ah, you'll get so angry. Don't watch it. It's oh,
I watched Logan yesterday. Does it count?
Logan is great. Yeah.
A really good movie. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Except the battle scenes, which are just stupid. But well,
Which
at
one?
least most of them. The fight scenes were just hectic slashing around most of the time, and I was like, yeah, great. Get to old people talking again, please.
Bring us dementia, Charles Xavier, just kill people by accident. Yeah. Okay, back to the book. I'm gonna say. Oh, do you mind if I ruin the ending? Like if I spoil the ending for you?
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay, so you probably guessed that, but it ends with him um getting to Nice and discovering that his mom died like 3.5 years ago, before
Mm-hmm.
the war. Um, and throughout the war, he kept getting letters from her, but they were undated. And he discovers that she, like, before she died, she wrote like a bunch of them, and then over 250 of them, and she gave it to friends in Switzerland who would send them to him occasionally. Um, and like for me, it's like like this book like basically is almost his relationship with his mother. Um, and like,
I'm,
hmm?
I mean, she is the central character besides himself.
Yeah, yeah, and like it also like he chooses to end the book at a point where his relationship with her died, like ended. Uh, yeah, so maybe it's like him painting himself as such a mythic figure. It's like it's almost as like him, like again, what giving her a white lie of like, yes, I have become this person who you always wanted me to be.
Mm. Yeah. That's basically him being like, yeah, I did become the great person you wanted me to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and it doesn't really matter afterwards. It's like, yeah, then I became the ambassador or whatever, and then I killed myself.
I mean, that would be a weird ending for the book. Yeah, I'm just going to kill myself now. Well, bye.
He wrote it in. What was it written? 1960. So, and he killed himself in 1980. So he was 46 at the time. Uh, Neat. Yeah. No, this entire thing is really sad. Just like, I wonder how self-aware he is. Like, I think he knows what sort of damage his mom did to him.
I mean, as he seems like he fucked up his own son as well. I'm not quite sure if he does.
maybe. Although like this book is very. I don't know. For me, it's very obvious that she did all of that. Oh man. Maybe not. Maybe you're right. Or maybe it's like the quote from Watchmen of like I can see just the strings that pull at me, but I can't control my future.
Could be, but so far I don't see him saying anything negative about what the mother does. I mean,
No,
at least it doesn't really feel like he does.
no. Although he's very subtle in a lot of the things he's saying. Like he never quite. I don't know if it's the censorship or his style, but like in his sexual escapade, I don't think he ever explicitly says that he had sex with someone. Um, and yeah, and he does mention at one point that it's thanks to his mom that he needs constant female presence in his life.
Ah, right, yes.
But
And
I'm not sure.
fair, he
I
does.
don't remember if he voiced it as such a negative.
I think he uses it as an excuse and therefore uses it as a negative, yeah. Fair.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, very complex character. Also, at one point, he talks about how like it's the same thing with like the homosexuals thing, of like some hypocrisy almost in his attitudes towards prostitutes. Uh, because like he partook in them quite a lot when he was a young man, and again in North Africa,
Mm-hmm.
and he paint. Okay, I don't remember the exact line, but that, I think it's chapter 36. No, 33. Um, where he talks about how he finds a brothel a very disgusting place.
He does?
Yeah, although to be honest, I think that particular brothel was pretty bad, uh, because the clientele was uh, like low cost. I'll call that.
I thought when he was doing the report about brothels in wherever he was studying, I actually forgot the name of the city. Wasn't it Paris?
Paris.
Oh, whatever. When he was doing that for a paper, at least he got told that it was for a paper. I think he said only positive stuff about that.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that like in this particular one, it was just this particular brothel which he found disgusting. Which like he says how um like the girls were so busy that the brothel owner she removed all the wooden furniture and only put mattresses on the floor because the furniture kept breaking.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, yeah, I guess it's just that one is particularly bad. Still spent God knows how many hours in there. Yeah, it's chapter 33 somewhere there. Uh, well, there was actually a good quote there. I'm trying to look for it. Okay, so yeah, it's right at the end of the chapter. So it goes, sometimes I would like a cigar and stare at the ceiling, asking myself how it came to be there instead of describing heroic arabesques in the sky of glory. The arabesque I was forced to describe had nothing heroic about them, and the glory I had acquired in the establishment when my marathon ended was not of the kind that leads to burial in the pantheon. Yes, the monkey gods must have been jubilant. The moralizing and dietetic side must have made the most of the situation. One foot on my back, with how much satisfaction they must have leaned over that human hand, outstretched to still the divine fire, but closing only upon the humblest clod of dirt. A vulgar laugh sometimes reached my ear, and whether it was those jackals giving vent to their hilarity, or merely the laughter of the soldiers waiting their turn, I cannot say with certainty. Not that it mattered, I wasn't yet beaten. So yeah. So it's like a heroic thing, and risking STDs. Fucking yeah. Also, again, it's like this is like also Looney Tunes. It sounds fucking nuts. It's just sort of thing you put in a spoof movie. It's like I must fuck my way to safety and just needing to stay here and have sex for God knows how many hours. Yeah. No, this would make for a fantastic dark comedy. Just a great one.
Basically, yeah. Sounds like I'm not yet there. The most hilarious part.
No, yeah. Yeah, the beginning is meh, but like once it goes to like the war shit, oh my god. Yeah, like yeah, the beginning is very human. Wait, say it again, sorry.
It doesn't stop. Just gets sillier.
Yeah. Yeah, it has actually a nice escalation to it. Of like as he grows older, the shit he gets into just goes crazier. Yeah, the shit he did when he was working for the government. I can't remember the chapter. It was one of the earlier ones when he meets one of the guys he used to know in Poland. And they do the game that they played where they're sitting on the window and like they like each push each other, but like not enough to make the other slip. Yeah. Although that one is very human and very stupid. I mean, that's also okay. No, this is way after the war. I guess it shows Romaine's complexity, where it's like he's again gambling with someone else's life and his own.
He doesn't have any grudges, right? Nothing he claims of himself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like. I mean, when you write a book, you want to paint as good a picture of yourself as you can.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking. I mean, that's like why autobiographies are. Man, I would love to have. Maybe someone wrote it online. Just what's the purpose of his biography? Because like I'm convincing myself that this is not like that. It's more almost like a literary exercise of. It's not intended to be a document of fact, rather. Almost like a love letter to his mother, of like his mother's ghost, let's say, convincing her that he has become the sort of man she wanted him to become.
Basically, like trying to get rid of the past and maybe being free of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, or just like I don't know, like almost wrote it as a joke to a ghost. Maybe. Yeah, that's something to think about, I guess.
I mean, that's nothing we could answer, though.
No. Travel in time back 40 years and ask him. Oh, just
Immediately before he killed himself, yes.
Yeah. But like go over, like go. Okay, before he kills himself, answer a bunch of questions, and then we leave, and he gets very confused, and then he kills himself because we confused him, and then it's a closed time loop. Or maybe it's like it will have to be like a Sound of Thunder sort of thing, where we then have to kill him and make it look like suicide, so that history remains the same.
Fair.
My friend would be very upset if I do that. She'd be like, "You killed him, you bastard." No. I wonder if his son is actually alive. Maybe. He would be 60, 50 something. Yeah. No, my aunt knew him in her 20s. And he was about the same age. And she was
What did she say? That he was a fucked up person, or?
yeah, that he had substance abuse issues and that he blamed his parents on a lot of it.
Oh yeah, fair.
Yeah. I didn't have time to actually ask her proper questions. I wanted to, but it's a bit messy now. Also, I discovered it really recently. Like I was just talking to my my grandma about the book, and she was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Tamar, my aunt, she knew him." I was like, "What? Really? Oh my god, cool." Yeah. Cool. Anything else to add?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Cool. I'll stop the